Where are we turning?
Hello, Blue Table fans, and welcome to our interview of the players for Valhalla 2021. I don't know.
Hi.
How'd it go, guys?
That was awesome. It was amazing.
Yeah, alright, we
That was
got
fantastic.
Josh, or
You can just call me Bowie.
Cody,
No, Bowie. Call me Bowie.
Kobe. Okay, we got
Alright.
Patrick Starr, Flagellum,
Tony.
Tony, and
Derek.
Derek. Got it. Much more interesting than the other names. Alright. So, how did it go, guys?
It went well. I am surprised that we succeeded as well we did, because the encounters were absolutely brutal.
Yeah, like every encounter, the first two rounds, it's just like, well, there's no way we're gonna make it through this, and then all of a sudden, the encounters were amazing.
Okay,
It's very well scaled.
Ultimate D&D.
Okay,
Full minis.
incredible.
What's your reaction?
It was just wow. Like, even for me, this is like the first time I've seen like such dedication like this.
Right.
So, it's just like the minis were amazing, the setup was amazing, the story was straight to the point and fantastic.
It's not even the story, it's
It's not even
the whole universe was created. Lore and backstory, and it's something that doesn't happen.
Right.
In the last 2 years, we've been playing on, a screen, just playing with friends online,
Mm-hmm.
But having the miniatures in front, it's been
Right.
awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
Real special experience. Full minis is definitely not something that you get every day.
No,
But it's really something. I'm pretty sure we've done a preview or have some footage of all of those amazing minis that we did for Ultimate D&D, right? Yeah. Super good. Cody, can you tell us a little bit about your experience and your character? Sorry, I mean Josh.
Bowie, but alright.
Bowie, my bad.
So, my experience, it's been a long time since I've actually been on tabletop, like
Right.
actual tabletop.
Right.
It was an absolutely wonderful experience. At first I had a Goliath sort of cleric barbarian, the ultimate support, or not barbarian, bard. The ultimate sort of support, who then got brain sucked out, but it's okay.
By a conclave of mind flayers.
Yes, mind flayers. The encounters though were they were tough but not impossible. They were epic. And even if I came back with like a kind of just a random Raptoid-like character.
Right, because like the whole campaign was dinosaur themed.
It was very dinosaur themed.
Why not just make a player character that's a dinosaur?
Yeah, just why not? Just go for it. Just here's a talking raptor who just goes and makes a pack of other raptors that may or may not be real. Yeah, no, it was fun. A good challenge, but nothing that I felt like nothing was out of reach.
Mm.
So. That's
Alright. Now, Mr. Starr.
For me, it was my first one. My first D&D
Your first. Oh, right.
game.
So,
Yes.
not one day before you had your first D&D experience in
Yes.
the form of the Dungeon Crawl Challenge,
Mhm.
right?
But that was, a quick little thing.
Right.
This was, it was really awesome. Seeing all the models there. You have your character and you're actually moving them around on different areas.
Mm-hmm.
You really, you get engrossed into it.
Right.
You're part of that world.
That one step of getting the images that the DM is explaining into your head isn't quite so difficult with a physical representation of what it is.
Exactly. It was a lot of fun. It was easy for me to pick up. Of course, there were some, difficulties, but after getting the hang of it,
Right.
it was a lot of fun. It was definitely really challenging, because I thought I was probably gonna die within the first 2 rounds, so.
Right. Well, you played really well too, I must say.
Thank you.
For Flagellum.
Well, my character was a gnome artificer.
Right.
And even with being a higher level, I had some difficulties, especially with mobility, because, I've got short little stubby legs.
Mm-hmm.
But I think those limitations are good, and I think, especially with this campaign, it forced a lot of creative problem solving, a lot of out-of-the-box thinking. You can't win these encounters by beating things
Mm-hmm.
so much. And
It wasn't just, ooh, this group of enemies attacks you.
Yes.
Ooh, this group of enemy attacks you. It's a lot of unique,
Yes.
self-contained encounter areas.
Yeah, and I think that the amount of work that you and Sean have gone
Mm-hmm.
to build this full immersion model
Right.
experience, and especially Valhalla being the perfect setting for it, because you've got the space,
And the
You've got-
time.
you've got the space, you've got the time, you've got a community of people who are really into this. I think this is the perfect place for it.
Yes. You absolutely can.
Alright,
Okay.
bringing it around. Bringing it around to Spat. Roll Spat.
Jesus
Oh,
Christ!
So we're about to do the angry mob scene in the game room if you guys wanted to do it.
Oh, okay. We'll be there. We'll be right there. Okay, Spat. What do you got to say for yourself?
Well, I think, like, when you play, you're used to, like, even when you're playing in person,
Mm-hmm.
and I started playing with just, like, bits of, like candy on a, like, grid board, moving around, like, drawing on, and
Right.
having the actual miniatures, and then I've recently gotten to some of the more wargaming stuff, and it's kind of
Yeah.
combining the two of them.
There's a lot of people who go to role-playing games for the wargaming aspect of it, where it's like you make the best character that you can, and you move them into these areas, and they just annihilate it. And then some DMs they complement that with stuff, right? Throwing stuff at them
Yeah.
for them to chop up. Then you got more RP players, but I feel like
This was a really healthy blend
right.
of the two.
I think that the models though, they really help you build the backstory.
Yeah, and especially with
Uh,
the scale and actually having, props to
Right.
represent,
Right.
food and water on a
Yeah.
ticket.
Yeah. That was a real special component of this.
Yeah.
You could
Actually put it on the
Mhm.
models.
it was more of a survival trek
Yeah.
kind of campaign thing.
And there were a lot of, oh no, we're not going to make it. And
Right.
really trying to scrounge, and really, there was a lot of, player panic, which I feel like that's a really healthy amount.
Right.
Because you have too much, you're like, oh, I don't really
Because you
want
don't
to
get that panic without the immersion.
Yeah. I
Right.
think the models really led to that.
Right.
And fantastic paint.
So, I forgot to ask, but can we get a rundown of how long you've been playing D&D or role-playing games in general? Starting with Bowie.
I guess since after high school, I would say.
Okay.
Sometime after high school is when I really started. I kind of started more with Pathfinder
Mm.
with like a buddy here.
Same here.
And
Oh, wow.
yeah, and it was going through and just learning everything, going from like actual tables to the virtual tabletops,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing this all here, it just really like kind of shows us like how far this can go and how like amazing it can actually get.
Right.
So I would hope to improve
The terrain, too.
The terrain was fantastic.
Oh,
Setting
yeah.
fantastic.
Oh, my gosh.
Like what did we have? We had like tar pits. We had like giant pillars. Just dunes everywhere, and even like swampy bits.
Yeah.
It was
We made this whole,
towns and everything too.
yeah, we made this whole termite spires that were the home of this like bloodsucker dragon that we didn't even get to because
We ran around that.
right around it. So there's just like so much dense stuff, right? Mr. Star.
Well, for me, like I mentioned, this was like my second
So have you done anything?
D&D.
Right, so D&D. Have you done any role-playing stuff before?
Not role playing. I've done tabletop for like 40K
Okay.
and stuff, but not.
Most you would do that with like, most you would do with that is like a campaign. That's like a vague story-ish element,
Yeah,
right?
we're here and we're fighting.
Oh, well, my 40K, or, sorry, my roleplay experience really began 2011 with Pathfinder.
Yeah.
A little bit of the D100 Warhammer 40K games.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
stuff like Black Crusade
Yeah,
and the like.
Death Watch, Road
Mhm.
Trader,
Yeah.
but basically only Pathfinder until around 2016 with 5e. And we've been basically with 5e ever since.
5e brings a lot of, tones down the intensity of character building,
Right.
emphasizes backstory, stuff
Right.
like that.
Right, so it's been a while. I've been playing for a fair amount of time, but my experience is still more limited than I would say some people.
I think I started 2 months after he did. Joined the campaign he was part of.
And we went to college together. We had a Pathfinder campaign that lasted all 4 years.
Holy moly,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah,
impressive.
and the entire, we went through the whole adventure path.
Keeping something together for more than 2 months, 3 months, that's an accomplishment unto itself. 4 years, even on and off, that's still an accomplishment.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, went through an entire, level 1 to
17.
17
Jeez.
through 4 years.
Holy crap.
And then same exact experience. No, because we've gone on and off from DMing ever since. So
Yeah, it's nice to have somebody who's forever DM, but as long as you got some people to swap it off with, then it becomes a lot easier, I think, to keep things going. Right? Hand the reins of your creation to somebody else kind of deal. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, it's been lovely talking and playing with you guys.
and thank you so much,
Thank you so
It's been
much.
so good.
It's been an
Mr.
amazing
Bolte.
experience.
I appreciate it.
So you said Bolty?
Mr. Bolte, yes.
Right, okay, quick tangent. Sentient bolt thrower, these guys found, became the party pet. Fan favorite.
I think we were the pet.
In that relationship. Oh man, okay, well, I don't wanna drag on too long. So, it's been really nice
It's been awesome.
meeting and playing with you guys.
Absolutely. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. We'll definitely do it again if we have the chance, right?
Absolutely.
That was
Okay, so
great.
next year.
Yes.
There's always that.
Alright.